everybody, and welcome back to another music video makeup Monday. Today we are going to be jumping in and doing a look that is literally iconic. It's a song that's iconic, and it's one of those that if you don't know it, you should know it because it's catchy, it's fun, it was the vibe of the 80s, and it's a staple, y'all. Today we're going to be sitting down doing a deep dive conversation about the Weather Girls and It's Raining Men. Yeah, this song was so big in the 80s. It was a dance hit. It's been just all over the place, and today we're going to kind of do more of an inspired look because a lot of their looks are really natural in the video, but there's one shot that I see where they do a close-up on one of the main singers, and I think we're going to just try and do like a gold eye with a bit of a pink lip. I've never done that combination before, so let's see how it goes. Let's try it out, y'all. As always, I will be listing everything that we'll be using down in the description box below. So if you do have any questions, you'll be able to see everything down there. But without further ado, let's jump into it and let's get started. How about that? Yeah? Cool. So It's Raining Men. So this was a song that was originally written by two guys. One guy's name was Paul Jabara, and the other guy's name was Paul Schaefer. Both Pauls. They got together, they were like, hey, I'm gonna write a song. And apparently they wrote the song pretty quick. They just kind of wrote it in an afternoon, and they were like, yeah, this is it. This is the song. It was in 1979 on a windy, rainy day, and they were like, you know what? If men could fly. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of a wild thing to just like come up in an afternoon. It must have been raining. That's just my idea, but what do I know? I don't know. Anyways, they wrote it in an afternoon, and originally when they wrote it, they had the idea that Donna Summer would perform this song. They said Donna Summer is gonna be this person who is going to sing it. Donna had just been fresh off of Last Dance. And so they were like, hell yeah, this is who we're gonna have. But as we all know, things do not always go up to plan. They pitched it to Donna Summer, and Donna was basically like, yo, this is blasphemous. According to my little bit of research that I did, apparently she was a born-again Christian at the time. So to talk about Raining Men is a little bit insane. So she was definitely like, Last Dance is good, but this is a no. I'm sorry, dude. So they were a bit bummed by that, as they probably rightfully would be, you know? You write a song, you intend for someone as iconic as Donna to perform it, and guess what? It ain't happening. They went on to, you know, just kind of keep submitting it and seeing who else would take it. They ended up also sending it to Diana Ross. Diana Ross said, sorry, it's a no from me. The other person that they sent it to was Cher, and Cher said no as well. And honestly, I don't know if Cher would have been perfect for this, but she would have had an interesting voice. It would have been like, it's raining men. That's my best Cher impression for you. But yeah, she would have Cher. Cher said no. And then the last person, which this one to me was like, wait, what? Apparently they asked Barbra Streisand to do this song too. Again, like Barbra Streisand has a very powerful voice. Everybody on this list had a powerful voice, but Barbra doesn't strike me as the type that would say yes. And she didn't. She said no for sure. I feel like Cher maybe could have said yes, but in 1982 they did find a group, and the group was called the Two Tons. And the Two Tons were formerly known as the Two Tons of Fun. Oh, I put the blush too high on this cheek. Damn. Well, we're just gonna go with it, all right? Just don't put your blush that high up. How about that? Okay. So anyways, carry on. They asked Two Tons, aka Two Tons of Fun, if they would be down to do this song. Apparently it took them quite some time to say yes, though. When they first heard the song, they really were just like, it's Raining Men, like, really? Like, this is the best you got? This is pretty pathetic. Wow, today is not my day. They were like, it's Raining Men, like, for real? Like, this is kind of pathetic. I don't know about this one. It's a no. But both the Pauls were pretty adamant, and they were like, no, please, please. And finally, in 82, they were like, okay, I guess we'll record it and try it out. I mean, shoot, what do we got to lose, I guess? And they went ahead and they recorded it. Now, originally, like you see, they were not called the Weather Girls. They were called 2 Tons or 2 Tons of Fun. And the group primarily consisted of 2 individuals, and their names were Martha Wash and Izara Armstead. I really like that name, Izara. Like I don't think I've ever really heard that name before. So Izara Armstead and Martha Wash. So they do their thing, right? They end up doing the song, they release it, and originally they decide to release it just kind of as like a DJ set sort of thing. And then eventually they did end up releasing it as a single sort of record and whatnot. But originally it was just kind of like a DJ sort of thing. And it blew up, but they ran into kind of a bit of a hiccup, right? Like, they were not called the Weather Girls as we know and love them. They were called 2 Tons or 2 Tons of Fun, and that caused a lot of confusion. And so with that confusion, they did decide to eventually switch up their name to the Weather Girls, because in the beginning of the song, as you guys probably know if you have heard this song, they introduced themselves as the Weather Girls. And so yeah, I can see how that could also be maybe not the best idea. It's partially a good idea, but then at the same time, you kind of get stuck being known as the Weather Girls. And that's kind of how that went, but I can understand why you would choose that due to confusion. But again, it's kind of like a weird double-edged thing. I feel like it's a bit sad. There isn't too much information on this song, to be honest. It just kind of was one of those one-hit wonder sort of things. And so, you know, the song did really well. It went all over the place, and VH1 ended up ranking it number 35 out of 100 of, I guess, like the greatest dance songs of all time. Rolling Stones also named it number 90 on like the greatest singles release of all time, and that was in 2020 that they named it that. And then in the UK, they had like a whole Facebook campaign going on about like Pride in 2014, and that's kind of when the song started kind of popping up, I would say, for this generation and becoming like a big deal. And in 2017, they ended up naming it like one of the top LGBTQ songs. They also named it, like, there's so many different subcategories, but basically it's been put on that list of just like, it's one of the top LGBTQ pride gay songs out there. The song was a commercial success when it first came out in the United States and peaked at number 11 on the charts. The song was a US commercial success and ended up spending about 11 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 charts. And in March of 1983, hit its highest peak on the charts at number 43. Now let's talk about this music video. I absolutely love this music video. I don't know how long ago I came across it, but I remember when I did, I was like, oh my gosh, this music video is amazing. Like, literally, it's amazing. It's so cheesy, it's so corny, but it's so entertaining and so theatrical. And so looking it up, I got a bit more of the info about it, and the story is even better. Apparently, Columbia Records did not really want to spend much money on this song. They were like, look, I get it, but I don't get it. So we don't really want to promote this as much as you want to. So y'all got to figure out like excess on the budget. And so it was a very low budget music video, and they ended up renting a like loft space in New York City in the peak of the cold. Apparently the space had no heat, which is not good, and they had to make do. They ended up finding a mattress, keyword finding a mattress, and who knows where they got this mattress from, because apparently they found out the next day after landing on this mattress from the falling men and all this stuff that they had bugs, and they ended up really being itchy the next day because apparently these mattresses had bed bugs. So to think that this song became such a success and Columbia was like, we're not going to give you money for this music video, these poor women suffered. They made it so cheesy and tacky, but honestly it makes it so much better. I love this music video. Obviously, I was mentioning that the song has become a huge pride anthem and has become just kind of a staple even moving forward. It's one of those one-hit wonder sort of things that just was like, you know. The Weather Girls, aka the Two Tons of Fun, they did go on to release quite a few other albums, but this is really the staple that everybody knows them from. They're kind of considered one of those one-hit wonder sort of groups. And since then, they've actually had some people do some remakes of the song to just kind of keep bringing it up. And one of the remakes was made by RuPaul and Martha Wash. Pretty dope. And then the other recording was by Jerry, I don't know how to say this person's name, Halliwell, something like that. So they've had a few different versions that have come up since the 80s where they've just tried to remake it, do a music video, all that sort of jazz. But of course, to me, this one is the staple. I mean, especially when you hear about how they made this music video, like, it just makes me laugh. Like, can you imagine? Like, this film is so low budget to the max, but it's still so freaking amazing. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird for enjoying this type of stuff, but I love this music video. But anyways, all in all, this is the look that we got today. This is a inspired look from the Weather Girls. You know, it's raining men. We ended up using on the lip a little bit of this NYX Professionals, what is it, retractable lip liner in the color Plum, and then ended up using some Haus Labs in the color Venus to kind of give it that pretty glossy finish. It's a little bit darker the more I look at it, but it's still pretty nice. It's a pretty good duo. And then the gold look from this music video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a great time, and let me know who I should do next down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.